Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET Englishtown.
Hi guys, it is Jane. I'm here for my Monday, Wednesday, Friday 1B at 4 o'clock in room 501. Today is our first day in our practice writing 2 workbooks. Alright? So, before we begin, I want to talk to you guys about how to write a good sentence. Alright? So, as I've already written here on the board, every sentence needs a subject. A subject is who or what, and a verb is an action. So who or what is doing that action to an object, which is who or what. All right? So if you open your book to page 3, you will see that first we start off with a matching exercise. First, they have 2 yellow ducks swim in the water. Okay? Next, we have the boys at the zoo. Okay? Which one do you think that goes best with? The boys at the zoo saw many animals. Good. Now remember, saw is the past tense of see. Okay? The moon and stars, what do we think? Right, shine in the night sky. Do you guys remember what shine is? It has to do with light. That's right. All right. The happy girl smiled at me. That's right. And good books are fun to read. Awesome. So if you look at the next part, right, we see that we have to start the sentence. Okay? And it leaves us a blank, and it says, is fun. The first thing we need to do is decide a subject. Okay? For our subject, who does what that is fun? Okay? We can say I, right? So, when I, what do we do? Play with friends, it is fun. When I play with friends, it is fun. When I play with friends, it is fun. All right? So, what is our subject here? Who is doing what? That's right, I. So when I, and what do I do? When I play, and who do we play with? That's right, our friends. When I play with friends, it is fun. So here we have our subject that does the action, and the action is done to our object. Great. Simple, right? All right, let's try the next one. Okay, number 2. Blank likes to play. Blank like to play. Okay, well, since it says like, it has to be more than one. Remember, because 1, S. More than 1, no S. Or you can say I. But we should use something other than I because we already used I in this example. Okay? So, what about my friends? Okay, so my friends like to play. Good. My friends like to play. Simple enough, right? And remember, S because there's no S. Good. Number 3, who goes to work? My dad goes to work, sure. My dad goes to work. Now with this one, who's our subject? That's right. So, my dad, what does my dad do? Goes, where does he go? Work. Awesome. Okay, number 4. Who wears a hat? We'll say John wears a hat. John wears a hat. Good. And number 5, blank is on the table. Well, what do we normally see on the table? Food. So, number 5, food is on the table. Okay, so something else about every sentence you will notice, we have period, 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 and period, right? All sentences need to have some form of ending punctuation, whether it be a period, a question mark, exclamation point, any of that. We have to have it, okay? And also, capital letter, capital letter, capital letter, capital letter, capital letter. All right? Beginning of a sentence, we always capitalize the first letter. Good. All right. Turn to page 4. Okay? On page 4, we have another matching activity. So, big red apples are good to eat. That is the example it gave us. What about the cold wind? The cold wind, what do we think? The cold wind the cold wind blows the leaves. Good. What about boys and girls? Boys and girls play baseball, sorry. The boys and girls play baseball. Good. The yellow hen, this one's tricky. For this one, it's the yellow hen has 6 chicks. Chicks is a word for baby chickens, the little yellow thing. Okay? And little turtles are good pets. Good. So now we have to describe her house. So whose house? Her house. And that is our subject. And what is it? We are going to say is verb, big. Easy, right? The hot dog was delicious. Good. The hot dog was delicious. What about 5 boys? 5 boys play together, right? Good. So, 5 boys play together. Good. 4, a big bear. What can we say about a big bear? A big bear is scared. Ooh, that'd be a good one. A big bear is scared. And 5. His nose is small. Good. His nose is small. His nose is small. Good job. All right. So now on page 5, okay, we have another matching one. But this time it doesn't give us any hints, so we have to try on our own. So the first one is the tall clown. What do you think about the tall clown? The tall clown is funny. Good. The tall clown is very funny. Okay, what about my shoe? Now remember, it says my shoe, not my shoes. Shoe, 1. My shoe has a hole in it. Good. The moon. Do you remember what we talked about? That's right. The moon shines at night. Very good. We play games. When do we play games? After school. So we play games after school. And then I like chocolate ice cream. Good. Now we have to come up with 5 sentences of our own. All right? So, we'll say, Brian and Ryan like to play games. Brian and Ryan like to play games. Because who? Brian and Ryan. What did they do? Like to. What do they like to do? Play games. Good. So number 2. What can we say for number 2? You can say Hannah listens to BTS. Who? Hannah. What does she do? Listens. Who does she listen to? BTS. Great job, guys. Number 3. What can we say? Let's say John. What does John do? What should we say? John finished his homework. Let's do that. John finished his homework. Easy. Who? John. What did he do? Finish. What did he finish? His homework. Good. Number 4. Carrie wrote in her journal. Okay, so who? Carrie. What did she do? Wrote. Where did she write? In her journal. 1 more. All right, and for our last one, we will say June. June plays with his brother. So who? June. What does he do? Plays. Who does he play with? His brother. So very easy, right? Good. Now, we're going to turn the page and start on lesson 2, capital letters. Okay. So, when do we need to capitalize a letter? Do you guys know? So, when we are using I, capital letter. If it's the beginning of a sentence, capital letter. And if it's the first letter of a name, so first letter, that's terrible. First letter of a name, capitalize. So 3 reasons. The letter I, beginning of a sentence, or the first letter of a name. Now this is only when you capitalize letters in sentences. Titles are different, because remember, if it's a title, we capitalize any important letter, okay? All right, so now that we know this, let's try on page 6. So for page 6, they want you to capitalize the first letter of every sentence and rewrite the sentence. So number 1, it shows there are many children studying in the classroom, right? So, are there any names in this sentence? No. Do we see the letter I by itself anywhere? No. So the only thing we need to capitalize is there. So capitalize the T in there and rewrite the sentence. Okay? Number 2. It is a good day to go hiking on a mountain. All right, it is a good day to go hiking on a mountain. Do we see the letter I by itself anywhere? No. Do we see a name anywhere? No. So the only thing we need to capitalize is the letter I in the first word. So for number 1, we already said we're going to capitalize there. Okay, number 2, it. Number 3, you need to wear a thick coat on a cold day. Do we see a name? No. Do we see the letter I by itself? No. So we're only going to capitalize you because it is the first word in the sentence. Number 4. We like to play on the swings in the playground. All right, do we see a name anywhere? No. Do we see the letter I by itself anywhere? No. So the only thing we need to capitalize is the W in we because it is the first word in the sentence. She lives in the yellow house down the street. All right, do we see a name? No. Do we see the letter I by itself? No. The only thing we need to capitalize is she, because she is the first word in the sentence. And number 6, our class is working on a project for the science fair. Our class is working on a project for the science fair. Do we see any names? No. Do we see the letter I by itself? No. So we only have to capitalize the O in our. All right? Good. So, next, on page 7, they want us to go through and capitalize the names that we find in each sentence. So, number 1 shows my best friend's name is Elizabeth. Now, this is how you spell Elizabeth. It is spelled right, okay? We're not checking spelling. But anytime you see the word name or called, you know whatever name, title, word comes after, it needs to be capitalized. So we are going to capitalize the E in Elizabeth. All right, so go ahead, rewrite the sentence with Elizabeth capitalized. Number 2, we are going on a trip to Disneyland. All right, so Disneyland is the name of a place. So we are going to capitalize the D in Disney. All right? So capitalize the D in Disney. What about number 3? I live in a city called Seoul. See, called, so the word that follows, Seoul. Seoul is the name of a place, big S. Number 4, we go to a school called Reading Town to learn to write. Reading Town. So capitalize the R in reading, and town is part of it, just like S-S-E-T, same idea. Reading Town, big letters. Okay? And we read a book titled The Three Pigs. Alright, so it says titled, which is another word for named, right? What do we do for titles? The first and all important words. So, the, big T, three, important word, pig, important word. So, the three pigs. Okay? Good. Now, at the bottom of the page, look for the letter I and capitalize it in every sentence, okay? So in number 1, I like to play with my computer on Sunday. Well, Sunday is already capitalized, so we don't have to worry about that. But I is not. So make sure I, 1, is the beginning of a sentence, so it shouldn't be lowercase. And 2, it's the letter I by itself, meaning me, needs to be capitalized. So I like to play with my computer on Sundays, right? This is what we see. Sundays is already big. I. Big I. Okay? Number 2, she and I are going to the store to buy milk and cookies. Number 2, she and capital I are going to the store to buy milk and cookies. Good. Number 3, I love to paint pictures of beautiful flowers. Capital I. Okay? So, we're going to turn the page, and I will do one of these with you, and then the rest you will try for homework, okay? So, story 1. It was a sunny day. We already see it, so we have to capitalize that because it's the beginning of a sentence. I called Daniel to ask him if he wanted to go to the park. All right, what do we see? I, that's right, and Daniel, because after called, Daniel, name. Okay? He said he would go with me. All right. So he said he would go with me. That's right. We have to capitalize the H in he. We had a great time together. All right. That's right. The W in we is our last one. So this is what you need to do for all of them. Okay? So, for the rest of page 8, go through and circle anything that needs to be capitalized, all right? Now, on page 9, you are going to circle or underline what needs to be capitalized, and then you're going to rewrite it down here, correct it, okay? All right. Well, I hope to see you guys in class next time, but until then, I hope you take care. Bye.
Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET English Town.